Welcome everyone to the Asheville Design District Podcast. I'm your host, Shawndra Russell, and with me today is Sullivan. He is the founder of the Asheville Design District, and we are so excited to have him as our first guest today. Thanks for being here, Sean.
Thank you, Shawndra. It's really nice to be able to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited about your podcast.
Thank you. Yes, we're so excited to be part of the Design District here on Sweeten Creek. We're about a mile from the Biltmore.
Yeah.
And you decided how many years ago to start the Asheville Design District?
I think it was probably around 4 years ago. Yeah. My wife Laura and I travel a lot, mostly for our National Association of Home Builders events. And anytime we go into a different city, one of the things that we do is we Google search, is there a design district? And we've been to some really great ones. Of course, New York has the D&D buildings. Atlanta's probably my second favorite. They have the ADAC buildings. Of course, High Point is the best. High Point is the furniture capital of the world, and it's right here in North Carolina, which is amazing. So lots of inspiration, but even smaller cities, you think about like Washington, D.C. has Katie's Alley, Orlando has a design district, many cities. Well, Laura and I bought the property on Sweeten Creek, and we realized there's a huge, immense amount of small businesses that are design related, whether it's wallpaper, paint companies, architects, designers, builders, low volt contractors, plumbers, heating contractors, all right here within this small geographic footprint. We need a design district. And so we looked at the map and we saw from I-40 to Biltmore State, Sweeten Creek Road to Swananoa River Road, this little pie, however many square miles it is, has already like 65 design related businesses. That in and of itself was already a design district. So we thought, well, we just need to bring publicity to it. So we went to the city of Asheville and we said, hey, this is what we want to do. They were fully on board and excited about it, but there's really nothing that you can do to register an area. They said it's really a grassroots effort. So then we went to the Chamber of Commerce, of course. They're all about that. Yeah. They got super excited. They jumped behind us. And all these other nonprofits like Riverlink and some others, River Arts District has been a huge inspiration for us. Riverlink helped River Arts District, but you look at what they did, they are where we are where they were 30 years ago.
Right.
So anyways, Riverlink helped them clean up the river and everything else goes with it. Well, when we bought this property probably 7 years ago, we were thinking this way. 4 years ago, we really started thinking design district. And about that time, the prior administration labeled this an economic opportunity zone. So it was just like all this kind of fell together, Shawndra. An economic opportunity zone means that essentially that you buy a property and you don't pay the appreciation on it when you sell it. So strong incentive to improve the area. Right. So that just all kind of just gelled at one time. We said we've got to name this thing.
Awesome. So you had to go through the nonprofit process, correct?
Yeah. So then we're like, okay, well, who's going to do this? Well, it's us. We want to do it. So we don't want this to be a for-profit company. This is really to increase and promote small businesses, to build and provide jobs, and to clean up the area. And so by doing that, what we wanted to do was create a unincorporated nonprofit. It's kind of like a poor man's 50c3.
Okay.
So one day we aspire to be a 501c3.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so that's what we are right now.
Okay, excellent. And so the vision for what it can be, what do you see? What do you want it to evolve in? You've already got, like you said, 65 potential members. What do you see as, this year efforts and then the next 5 years?
Great question. So we've got a website. Please check it out, AshevilleDesignDistrict.com. We've got social media. Shawndra, you've been amazing at helping us do these heavy lifts early on. We've got members. We've got a membership program. We've got sponsorship opportunities. So the idea is if you're within the geographic footprint, give or take, you'd be a member and or a sponsor. But definitely a member and possibly a sponsor. If you're outside of that geographic footprint, you have the opportunity to expose your business by becoming a sponsor. And so the goal is this coming year, so a year from now, that we would have a board of directors that would be put together that would start meeting and making decisions for us. Up till now, it's kind of been us and our marketing team, but we've got a lot of members that have signed on that are very interested and devoted in building this area up. And we also have some amazing sponsors. Sherwin-Williams is one of our platinum sponsors, and they've just been great at putting content together for us, presentations, events. This all is just creating livelihood where people are drawn to come here to learn about something or to pick things out for their home.
Yeah, awesome. So talk a little bit about your businesses here, and you guys have a very big heart for green, sustainable, and it impacts all of your businesses. So share about your businesses and why that's your focus.
Okay, so at Livingstone, we've been building for close to 30 years. Well, about 2006, 2007, the certified homes process came here through the Green Building Alliance. They're now NC Greenbelt. At that time, they approached us and they said, would you be interested in building certified homes? And I said, well, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Who would not want to build something better every time?
Right.
Right? So yes, of course we would want to certify our homes. So that involved certifying Energy Star, which means making your house as tight as possible so that it's comfortable, but also you're lowering your utility costs. And then the second certification would be green. Green encompasses energy consumption and production, but it also encompasses other things like site management, water usage, recycling, buying local. All of those things are incorporated in green. So we build our houses to both standards on every project. We can go above and beyond that with other certifications, but the thing that led us into was the focus on indoor air quality. We realized by building a very tight and efficient house that clients would be trapped inside that house with whatever we put in there as a builder and whatever they brought in afterwards as a consumer. So that drove us to deride specifications and selections for a home that were low or no VOC. So we wanted to deliver a home with no smell. You know that new car smell that we all like? It's that satisfaction of working really hard and buying a new car.
Right.
But then those are toxins that we're smelling, the chemicals that they've put in the car to, protect the fabric on the interior or protect the leather, whatever it is. So we wanted to deliver a home with no smells. We did that, but then we realized our clients were moving in furnishings and furniture later, and they were off-gassing, and then the clients were breathing that. So we realized that we failed to teach our clients that. So we were designing green, we were building green, but we realized we needed to teach our clients to live green. So that's where we came up with this whole concept of whole living, which was the impetus for starting the store, Atelier Mason Co.
Love it. Yes. So, and then you also have I.D.ology. That is the interior design kind of arm of what you do, right?
Yes. So we realized when we needed, in 2006, 2007, when we were deciding to go with certified homes, we realized that we needed a formal process for picking these processes or these selections out with the clients. So we birthed I.D.ology Interior Design, and Laura started this company to accompany and partner with our clients on everything that they picked for the home. So I.D.ology was born, and then we started sourcing furniture that was non-toxic through I.D.ology. That became so popular, and we felt guilty for keeping it to ourselves. We wanted to make it available to the public and to our trades. We opened the furniture store.
Wow. So you're just such a great example of you're already managing 3 businesses, and yet you still wanted to give back to the community right here where you are and start the design district. And you have enough on your plate, you're juggling all these things. How do you do it?
I'm not sure. You surround yourself with good people, right?
Right.
And you guys being here in the district is a perfect example of that. People that want to build other communities up. Our why in all of our companies is to build happier, healthier lives. And we feel like by bringing this to the community, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. And then, hopefully you get to influence all the rest of the design district members, right? I mean, really, the goal is everybody living green, and we're probably pretty far away from that. But do you think that's something that we can get to? I mean, I think of my home in West Asheville. It's 100 years old. Can I ever fully live in it green because it's not sealed up right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do we work towards everyone living more green?
It's a great question because Asheville's kind of an anomaly. So we travel and we have builder friends all around the country through different clubs and through the NAHB, and no one really talks about it. No one even talks about certified homes. If they do, they're talking about Energy Star. Okay, that's great. You're going to build your house energy efficient. Great, but what about the side effect of that? The EPA administers the EnergyStar.gov website in that program. They realized that indoor air quality was an issue, so they came out with a program to compensate for that called Indoor Air Plus. And so a lot of our clients will qualify for that third certification, Indoor Air Plus. That's the federal government even recognized that. But beyond that, nobody really talks about it until COVID. COVID hit, we started talking about indoor air quality, right? So we'll have clients come in and we'll start talking about indoor air quality, and maybe the wife is interested and the husband's rolling his eyes and thinks it's a little bit of a sham. So then I say, well, do you eat organic? And always, I don't think I've ever heard anybody not say, I do or I try to eat organic. And so then I go, okay, what are you breathing? And that's like the light bulb moment. They go, oh, I'm breathing this stuff. They don't realize until they move into their house how tight we're building these homes. So when you build a Energy Star certified home, you have a HERS score. And if you don't have a HERS score, you don't have a certified home. So I have a lot of builder friends that say they build Energy Star, but they're not getting it tested. You really need to get it tested to prove that. 100 would be a code-built house. A 0 would be a net zero home, and a net zero home means that you're producing as much electricity as you're consuming. So it's a net zero. You have to do renewables to get a net zero house. So you have to have solar, right, geothermal, something like that. Well, our average home with no renewables is a 60. So we're 40% more efficient than code with no renewables. But we build net zero all the time. Every house we build is net zero already, meaning if they added solar, they could be net zero. So these are just things that you need to consider, because if you're going to build that tight, you're going to smell everything that's in there. You're going to be breathing whatever you live with. Some things will off gas for a week. Some things will off gas for 7 years. I have a toolbox in my closet in another part of the house that's been off gassing for 20 years. 20 years.
Wow.
So just imagine building products under your subfloor that you never knew, and they're just off gassing.
Not okay.
So anyways, that's what we're here to educate people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have to talk about your big recent win, #1 custom home builder, right?
Yeah.
In Vegas a couple weeks ago. So tell us about that, and why did you guys win? Why are you the #1 custom builder? And share a little bit about that experience and what that means to you guys.
Thank you. So so the National Association of Home Builders, which is made up of home builders associations around the country, but also in other countries. I've got a bunch of friends that are in Canada that are part of the NAHB. They have a committee called Custom Home Builders Committee, which recognizes this award. And that was done at the Nationals in Las Vegas last week. But the award is National Custom Home Builder of the Year. They also have National Builder of the Year, which is a production builder award. And they recognized the Shell brothers. I think they're out of Maryland, last month. And I got the magazine with the announcement about the Shell brothers, and I read the article, and I just couldn't believe how wonderful they were. They just were so plugged into their 3 clients like we are. So there's the external clients. Those are the clients that pay us, that we work for. There's the internal clients, which is our team. They're also our clients. And then there's the community. So I took the article and I took it to our leadership team, and I said, all right, guys, what are the Shell brothers doing that we are, and what are the things that they're doing that we're not? And so it was just a fun exercise to kind of play through. And then we found out the next month that we had been awarded this award. We were a finalist, so we had to go to Vegas to find out that we had actually won. So that was a neat, unexpected surprise.
Is it? I mean, it has to be like the Oscars, right? Like you get announced and you stand up and everybody's cheering. I mean, it has to feel great.
It did feel great, and I'm very humbled to be recognized that way. But really, it comes down to 3 things. I'm no different than any other builder. I put my pants on, one leg at a time. But it really comes down to 1, having a vision, 2, surrounding yourself with ideal team players, and then 3, the constant pursuit of Kaizen. And Kaizen is a Japanese term for continuous improvement, and that's one of our strategic anchors at the company, always improving. Why would I want to build the same thing again and again? I want to improve every time.
Love it. And that's that leadership piece that's so important. We talk a lot about small businesses have to use their voices, right? We have the opportunity to make differences, make change, and you're making change with this concept and really uniting this corridor and helping it grow. There's still too many empty buildings over here that I know you want filled. I would love to see filled. So that's just such an important piece of the work that you guys do, is you're not just here making money and doing transactions. I love what you said about 3 clients. And when you think about your team as one of your clients, that changes the culture, right? That shows that you care about them. Your clients see that, your home clients see that, and then your vendors see that. They see that you care. So that makes it feel like a community. It doesn't feel just like dollars and cents. It feels like we're all part of something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, we're building culture.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, well, that is all I have for you today. Is there anything else you would like to share before we wrap up?
No, I appreciate your support and anybody else's support of the Asheville Design District. We would love to have any type of sponsorship or membership into the association. We've got some really affordable rates, but really it's about creating awareness. This creek, Sweeten Creek, and it parallels Swananoa River, which runs into Biltmore. And the reason why Biltmore Village floods when we have catastrophic events is not just the volume of rain, which is obviously the main reason, but people don't take care of the creek, and so it dams up. And when it dams up, that's when it causes these bad flood issues. I'll give you an example. Right here on our section of the creek, years before we moved in, a dumpster got into the creek and dammed up the huge culvert that goes underneath our parking lot, and that just flooded all of these buildings. It would not have flooded if that had not happened. So keeping the creek clean is a real priority. And then visually, as we're driving through the Asheville Design District, we want to see beautiful creeks. So we're really excited about creek cleanup, and we've got a creek cleanup day scheduled for next month. I think it's April 24th.
Okay.
So maybe we can talk about that until then. And then also just, maximizing the economic opportunity zone tax advantages by cleaning up this section. So there's a lot of tractor trailers that are being stored on the side of the interstate, and weeds are growing around them. Those areas, if we can have better purpose for them, working with the city to help us find ways to maybe flex with some of the zoning and be creative, because we're working with a state road in a floodplain with a railroad running parallel to it, and then in the city of Asheville, but also Biltmore Village. So there's a lot to work around, but it's worth it because we are 1 mile from the Biltmore State.
Yeah, we're right here for sure. Well, we want to thank Hillman Beer. They're one of our neighbors as well. And thank you to my wonderful guest, Sean Sullivan, for being with me today. And we will see you next time on the Asheville Design District Podcast.
Thank you, Shawndra.
Thanks.